One more straight up coming up. Like one straight move. I really feel like sometimes when they do that liquidity dump that it's really God, it pisses me off. Because look at all the traders that are in these trades, or all the people waiting for the market, and they literally exhaust the mind. This is exhausting unless you understand what you're looking at and build off of it. This is exhausting. Like today, this will be one of the days where barely anybody comes in to watch because it's been up and down, and people are just like, I don't give a fuck. I get that. So what we're basically looking for here with XRP, we're on this ascending triangle. What we could say is a bull flag breakout. So you guys seen, remember earlier when I said, oh, I see, you'd have to be on my YouTube. But if you're in my YouTube, I was talking about how I wish it would have come down here first before I bought it, but I don't mind if it does come down here. Well, I held through this whole drop. And now it's back over where I had bought. So it's actually up. I wanted it to get this flush. If I was paying attention, I would have bought it way down here. Some more. And double down. But now, this is a key push right here. Are we going to get over this 37.98? Or are we going to get rejected by this and prove our push down? Like most would say this is a bear flag. I don't see bear flag. I see quick drop and then it pulled up to make a bull flag secretly. A very secret bull flag if it pulls out. It could still play out as a bear flag and this could just be a wick and then it pull down. But this could pull out as a sneaky bull flag. I would not be surprised. Right now, people are looking at this as a bear flag. It very easily could have switched itself into a bull flag. Very quick disguise here. The market's been known to do this over and over and over. Yeah, it came right down to that area. Because I had it at 23,705, Chris. That I thought it could come down. This is a big support area for Bitcoin. It hit 23,000 on a wick, 688. So, I mean, I like what's happening, but at the same time, this would be your classic fake out position. That's why I'm telling everybody, pay attention. Either way. Sam, what are you in right now? What is Sam in? Hold on. I don't know. I don't see his position, but he's not in the live, so that I know of. But what I'm saying is a lot of people are starting to go short, and I think the market's making it tricky on people. And then a lot of people that go long, they don't hold it through little dumps. So it's almost a win-win here. And then the people that think that it's about to break and they've already gone short, they're sure as hell not selling it on the way back up because they've got hopium. It's almost like the market manipulators right now have everybody by the balls. Be honest. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. My dad's calling. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. My dad's out of town and he just called, so gotta answer that. My dad's in Illinois, and my whole life he's traveled, you know, and I'm 38 now, so it's always nice when he calls and checks up and whatnot. So real quick, it's 8:42. What does everybody think about the market setup? Do you think that was a liquidity pull down, or do you think that we have something building here and we could have one more shot up here? Or do you think that we're on a right shoulder here? You know, I still can't get over the fact that this could have secretly put in a bull flag here and fulfill the head and shoulders, kind of a fake top and reversal, came back to the consolidation, hit the downtrending support. It's a double confirmation now. I mean, it's an interesting way that it played out. Pizza Brat, thanks for the 1 community gift sub. Holy crap. Who got that? William, WHL5561. Congratulations on that gifted sub. C-dubs could be in a bearish Gartley. Rejection would be 24,023, so it needs to get higher than that. But longer term made a close to a 1.272 bullish bounce area. Interesting. Yeah, I would agree with you, Chris. We've got to get over this area that we're approaching on everything, actually. Bitcoin's going to be the key, though. Can Bitcoin get over this area? The first area we got to get over is obviously the 20-day here. Crackers? You have these kind of crackers. What's her sugar at? Is it high or low? Low. Oh, that's different. Well, not different, but... her type 1 diabetes for the 15-year-old, and it makes it very, very interesting. Alright, so what I'm going to do... I mean, we can't really do anything, guys, because we're on this ascending triangle. And we technically have a breakout and a back test now. This technically back tested this beautifully now. This is what I was waiting for earlier. And it actually came down like the market does sometimes and did it. And look how quickly it did it, though. It did it in a literal. That's a 3-minute candle right there. That's a 1-minute candle right there. It did it in fucking 1 minute. You had one candle down here, so nobody probably got that. And before you knew it, it was already back up. What this tells me is they were taking out some stop losses before a further push up, likely. But it's so hard to tell. How can you just say, hey, that's what's happening, unless it pushes through this area and then ultimately breaks past 38.46? That's what I need to see here. So we're going to find out. But it's comical out. No matter if you're short, if you're long, it's the exact same thing that plays out. There's all these liquidity dumps. You've got XLM after a fantastic pump with their listing on Robinhood, where now it looks like it's turned the corner. And it might really be hunting this uptrend, which is what we put out here when I first started on today. We talked about 1, 2, 3, 4. We've already had 4 hits on the uptrend. A lot of times you get these parabolic movements and then you just come back down. And then you can continue if that's what we're trying to do. We have crashing volume with the price still crashing, so that's signs that we should be reversing, but we do have a little more room to go down in the 30-minute and the RSI if it is going to continue to the downside. If you're watching XRP, I'd be concerned either way because you're in no man's land. It's actually come back above the 20-day here. Actually, it's right around it because it's at like 37.95. Bitcoin... Again, same thing. Bitcoin, like Chris said, needs to get over that 24,093 area. Hold that and then push out of this area. Obviously, it's got to break 24,241, that session high now. It's got to get past there. It's going to have to get past that formation high, I mean. So, that's what we're looking at. Is this going to start rounding the bottom on a bearish Gartley? And then maybe it could even get rejected at 24,093. Or is it just going to get rejected at one of these points? Right now, it's a critical spot because in the... let's see. Sorry, I'm listening to see. Hold on one sec. She was talking about her number. I know you guys... you might be able to hear it. We got the RSI. It's a little bit over. I mean, it's right in this area. We want to break this. This point at 49.71. You break this and you can have a little more of a movement. This is going to tell us right now if we get a hard rejection or not. And it's right up at a 20-day. Man, this... And look at it, though. If it breaks down from here, it's just going to have a nice drop down after it breaks 23,705. This is where you want to have this rollout. I want to see this consolidation. I want to see this end. Right now, if it dumps down, it doesn't even feel like it's done enough to continue all the way down. We want it to go all the way. And what I mean by all the way is we want to get out of this crap and we want to come back down here. We're gonna have to. I want to break this, and then we're going to have to break this as it comes down, which is around 22,528. Then we got to get on top of here and break this again, and then come down here. So now remember all the support or resistances we had to get up? Now we've got a lot of supports that we have to break. And this kind of seems like it's just on for the par. On par for the course. Like if this really is a bull flag playing out and it just faked everybody out, it wouldn't take long for it to play back up. If this is going to continue to the downside, it's not going to take long either. It's going to get a rejection here, here, or here. And then it's going to break back down to the uptrend. It's really no man's land. We're in no man's land in the market. Fairly independent, it's very possible we could get a very slow movement like that. It's very possible. AVAX? Yeah, Sean, I can look at AVAX. We've looked at it in the past. It's been a while since I pulled it up. I know that got... if I'm not mistaken, that got added to Robinhood with XLM. That's the old pattern we had here, and I haven't had it on here in a long time, and look what happened. It broke out of here. Downtrending resistance, it's kind of like a bear flag descending triangle. And now it's actually getting some support here. We have a bullish cross here in the daily. This would be your upper target way up here if we hadn't managed to go way up there, but I'm not saying that's going to happen. Because right now we're in a volatile moment here. Ooh, that doesn't... If this pulls up, we'll see. It needs to pull up, though. This has to pull through here. Because if it's getting rejected here, that's a problem. Because the whole market's at a spot. If it gets rejected in these areas, this would have to come all the way back down here to like $23.92 if it loses this. Oops. I don't mind that. If it loses that uptrend, look out. That's where I would say if it loses that, look out. And it's actually tapped it nicely right there. So if it can break out, we got a nice liquidity pull down. But is it going to be more than just that? Is this a liquidity dump to have a further push up, or is this something that is going to break down here? If you look at the whole market, it all speaks the same. Where are we at? Ethereum at 1777. Broke up here on top of the 20-day now. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Ethereum is now on the top side of here. And now if it gets a support, this is where we could bounce out. I'm very curious because that looks like a hanging W here. It doesn't look very bullish. But, I mean, we can look at this however we want, even with XRP. Now, what if it pulls out of here? What if it did pull out? What if it did pull out? $23,867. I would 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that on Bitcoin. Because it has to break right here, C-Dubs. It has no choice but to hold this area as well as support. I would have liked to if it got over this first layer at 23,951, but it is, and it's kind of chopped in between. It could be doing what XLM or Ethereum just did, and it's backtesting this little minor move, but like I said, this is not an area where I would want to have a bunch of money on. If you want to gamble 50, 100, I don't know what your guys' size of your wallet is. I always say 50 bucks. If you want to do 50 bucks and you got a $5,000 or $10,000 portfolio, by all means. And that's what I have, a $50, $200 portfolio. So I'll bet 50 bucks on a leverage trade. Like I'm in, and I've been in all day, and I don't give a shit. I wanted to let this play out one way or the other. I give a shit, don't get me wrong. But I really want the market to break down. So, that's all I want. I just want the market to break down. I do. That's all I want. If this goes haywire, instead of having $5,250, I'll have $5,200. You know? But if it goes haywire, hopefully we would have a collapse. Unfortunately, right when we got a little bit of good news, this is how I've had this targeted move playing out. And look where it just happened to come down to. Almost hit it perfectly. And that's why when I bought it, I'm like, I probably could have waited until it came down. But then if that plays out, you know, there's several different areas that this could play out to. And I don't know about you guys. But I'm not saying that's off the table. I still think that's on the table. Is it possible then you could break in, have a successful, very nice back test, and then you could have something like that? I don't know. I think that'd be, I think that's a lot of hope and prayer right there that it would get up to 68.6. But if everything went perfectly, that's where you could end up. If it went perfectly. And I mean perfectly. It does help that we have an ascending triangle breakout. No matter how I look at the market, no matter what I feel about the market, and no matter how much I want it to go down, that's one key thing and the component that I can't act like it's not there. Until we come back within, and I thought we were for a moment. And I was getting excited before I came on the air. And then all of a sudden, and people are like, oh, we're in a position. Why would you be excited? It's small. It's such a small position, it doesn't matter. I was getting excited because I thought we were coming back within this pattern formation, which if we come back in here, it's likely going to break down at the end. It wouldn't come back in here if it's going to break out most likely. So right when it came in, it quickly pulled up in that same 1 minute candle. So it was very, there wasn't much to be joyous about, because now it makes me feel like, oh, it was a fake out, and it's going to actually take the painful route, which is going to be the up route. Sure, it'll make me $50 or $100 to go in the painful route, but it's going to cost me morale in the long run, because I really need this to go down. I like that, Chris. If you're going to do a strategy like that, absolutely. I've been doing $50 trades, as you know. And then I have the ability to lose 35% on a trade and still only be down 15 bucks. So, but I'm kind of more trying to learn here with the leverage trading, not to cut a position too quick, not to worry about something. Had this have been when I first started leverage trading on KuCoin a few months ago, I would have cut bait on this position, even at 50 bucks, right when it made that drop. But I held it through. And I gave it a chance to do what it needs to do. I actually, within this position, could have made money. But there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of people don't understand. You understand. Chris, you understand, but it's a very tricky thing, and I'm trying to teach people the best I can, but it's very tough when it's this volatile, I'll be honest. It's very tough. Because then everybody's like, well, what the hell? Every time it drops down, we get a huge consolidation. We get a huge wick down, then it just pops back up. So what are we supposed to do? Why should I have any faith in the market? Because we have the market pinpointed, and we know where it's going down at the end of this. It's just a short-term move. The short-term volatility is just that. I believe it's to manipulate the market to where people in the end are not going to be willing to trade the market. I firmly believe this. And this would be first, second, third, and then we break farther. So I'm just trying to see what's going on, guys. I just try to see what's going on in the market and what makes the most sense. That's all. That's it. Other than that, I'm just sitting back, relaxing, and waiting for the bottom. But if I can learn something on the way and teach you something along the way, I'm going to try to do it. And now look, this is the very crucial part. We need this to break that trend line if we want, you know, if we're going to get a dump, we need this to break that trend line on the RSI. This would be a great time. Let's break this trend line and let's come on through. Come on through and not have a fake out here to the top side again. Because after a while, let's see what the DXY is doing. After a while, it just gets freaking annoying. The DXY is in worse shape than the fucking crypto. The DXY looks like it's coming up to a rejection on the trend line. Oh, actually, it came through it. We need the DXY to fucking go way up. It's killing us today. The DXY's been killing us. It keeps coming down. I mean, it's not really coming down. Just had a crazy parabolic breakout here. Now it's just filling out. This is the thing. It's filling out the ascending triangle now. After a nice big push up, and it still broke down within there. The Dow looks like it's on a move up. I mean, at the end of the day, and what to me looks like a pretty defined. I mean, it's a small short term, but if this holds this looks like it's on a little sneaky flag here, and it should come up a little bit. The moment it loses this, though, this could be a cup and handle. But I ask you, for anybody looking at this, did the Dow draw a handle that can at least pop up out of here, whether bullish or bearish? Looks like it could get us to 34,250 if that's the case. So we obviously have to be attentive to that. We've got the total crypto market cap at 11. Man, it's so weird with the 1 in front of it again. It's confusing. 1187. And again, we had this wild dump down, and now it's trying to act like it's going to come down, but it's almost like, to me, it feels like the market's trying to set everybody up to go short, and we're going to see. I hope not. I hope everybody who just went short makes a bunch of money. I do. And I know there's a lot of people in short, so I cringe every time it goes up a little bit here. And again, it looks like it's on some kind of bull flag here. And that's what we said before, and then it played out. It took a while. We're not talking about anything exciting either. We're just talking about, let's say that is the... I like to go from the bottom of the move. Like we had a nice dump down. $1.113. 1.1139. If this little area... Some people are like, that's not what it is. Well, it's either going to play up to there, or it's going to play right down to the uptrend. So that does tell the story of what would happen here. So the breakup would be 1.139 trillion on the total crypto market cap. The breakdown would be a hit where X marks the spot down here, and just a little bit above at 1.051 trillion. So any last question, guys, for this last second. 9:01, and I got to get going here. It's been a fun class once again. And then whatever you guys think, BITGET 23,870. Let's go to the BITGET one. Oh, wait a minute. I only have the XRP BITGET. So if you guys want to let me know, are you short or long right now before I leave? Short or long, just so I can get an idea before tomorrow. I want it to go short. So bad. Have a good night, Bailey. I guess nobody's going anywhere. I guess a lot of people are just sitting out of the market. Casper's up 5.71% in the last 10 minutes. Holy shit, guys. Look at this. This could be something speaking. Again, look at all these that are starting to pop off. I really feel like XRP is going to have a 10% spike. There's been so many of them now. Ethereum Classic, Ethereum. We've had ZIL. We've had Theta. We've had XLM. Now we have Casper right here. Real quick popping off for 10.4% here. Real quickly. So I'm saying that liquidity dump almost makes me feel like the market might have something sneaky in store for us. But we'll see. I have to wait and see what happens here. But don't get caught with your pants on. Only bet what you're willing to lose. And as I said, I have $5,252 in my portfolio on BITGET. I made a $50 leverage trade isolated, so that's the max loss. XLM did get listed on Robinhood along with Avalanche, AVAX. I didn't even know Robinhood was really that big of a thing anymore. I got out of Robinhood years ago after they scammed a bunch of people. I'm surprised anybody even trusts Robinhood after what happened a few years ago, to be honest with you. I couldn't have got my stuff out of there fast enough.